Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Billabong Revolution series for summer 2012. Basically, lined all the suits up here, looking rather colourful and rather nice this year. A lot of changes. The Billabong Revolution seems to be Billabong's kind of suit to tinker with, really. Every year it seems to change, sort of stripped down, more stuff added, back zip, chest zip. This year we've got the option of both, back zip and a chest zip, but that's only in the 4-3. So what we're going to do, just sort of talk you through the suits and cover all three of them at once. The first thing you'll probably notice about the suit is the minimal amount of panels. Basically, Billabong have tried to create this year a suit which looks good, is very lightweight, stripped down and nice and flexible, basically, for a summer suit, but with a good degree of warmth as well. As you can see, first off, the minimal amount of panels. They use hardly any panels of neoprene within the suit. Obviously that minimises the amount of seams that are necessary, and then once again reduces the amount of restriction and increases the flex in the suit. 100% of the suit is created with Billabong's most lightweight neoprene, so it's very soft to the touch, very, very flexible, and you can see that sort of demonstrated in the suit there as well. As I say, this suit is geared up towards kind of performance, lots of flexibility, stripped down so you haven't got as much liquid taping as you might have in, say, the SG5, a suit like that, and not as much sort of thermal lining as you would get with the SG5. So, you know, that's definitely a bonus if you're looking for more flexibility over warmth, which is quite popular sort of concept within the summer months, because the water hopefully should be warm enough. Moving down through the suit then, as the majority of the seams are liquid taped, but they're only liquid taped on the outside. That's just to really reinforce them, to make sure the suit is completely watertight. What they do is they drop that liquid taping on the actual sleeves of the suit. So they've got the bent seams there as well, and no liquid taping, just to make sure that there's no restriction on the arms there where you need most amount of flexibility. The suit, the 100 way through, is glued and blind stitched, as you can see inside. So you've got the stitching on the one side, glued on the inside, so make sure that you've got no water coming through. And what they do on the inside, they do use liquid taping, but just in key areas where it needs a bit more reinforcing. And that's just sort of around the cuffs, and you'll probably find further down around the ankles, it's a similar situation there, just a little bit of liquid taping just to make sure the stress points don't burst and you get more shelf life out of the suit. So that liquid taping on the outside does run through the most of the suit, but it's dropped on the arms. You've got the ergonomically pre-bent knee pads, which are that Duraflex material, nice and robust, nice and comfy on your knee. Make sure that it doesn't wear through. And on the back of the suit, you can see this is a particular suit is a back zip. Now we're doing this suit this year in a different kind of thicknesses. We've got 4-3, and then we've also got 3-2. We're only doing the 3-2 in the chest zip because there seems to be a lot of preference for the chest zip in the thinner suits, just to really again maximise flexibility. The difference between the two, sort of talking about the flex between back zip and chest zip, is really obviously with the back zip, you've got the zip entry system on the back here, fastens around the neck. You get specially treated zips to stop the water coming through, and you get a back panel which goes over your head and stops any seeping through the zip onto your back. It's met by this back panel, any water that comes through the suit, and then there's taken out of the drain holes out the bottom of the suit here as well. Okay, that's the back zip system. The benefits of a back zip is they're a little bit easier to get in and out of, because obviously the whole back opens up, it's easier to get in and out of. The downside, and why a lot of people prefer a chest zip, is the fact that with the chest zip, which is this black one here, with the chest zip you've obviously got no zip on the back of the suit, and that allows a complete unrestricted movement in the back of the suit. And also it's an unbroken seam collar around the neck, which prevents any sort of like flush throughs. So it's a little bit better at keeping out the water, but a lot trickier to get in and out of, but a lot of people do prefer the chest zip when it comes to flexibility, which is why we're only doing the 3-2 in just the chest zip, because there is a lot of preference towards that again, to get real maximum amount of flexibility in the thinner suits. As you can see, comes in a nice blue colourway. Okay, so moving on to the chest zip system then, with Billabong, with the Revolution. Tinker around every year, as we say. One thing to mention actually around the collar is just a bit of a new finishing going on the Billabong Revolution this year. They brought it into the winter suits as well, just like a pinched in collar. It's just a flatter to create a better seal between the neck and the wetsuit, so you get less flush throughs, and it's actually bent around the Adam's apple as well, just to make it really nice and comfortable so you don't get choked when you've got the wetsuit around your neck. That's why it's worth mentioning. With the chest zip then, the inside of the suit is brought up nice and high, so that any water that does come in through the chest zip is not going to go straight into the suit. It's met with the inside of the suit itself, which is then basically going to keep the water out. And then the chest zip comes up over the top and fastens across the front, and that's sort of got a little toggle there as well, which just means that you can fasten it and get it however tight you want. Around the inside of the collar you do have a bit of smooth skin, just to sort of make sure that you don't get any rubbing or chafing on your neck. And the actual neck of the wetsuit has got like a double sort of like flip piece here as well. You can see this sort of slip that slides here. That's nice and wide so that you can step in through the suit and it's not too hard to get in and out of. So although they're a little bit tricky to get in and out of, once you get the hang of them they're not too bad with the chest zip suits. Turning the suit inside out then with the Revolution, you can see none of that liquid taping running on the side here, it's just stitched basically. All that red material is Billabong's most stretchy neoprene, so that's nice and flexible and unrestricted ultralight neoprene. Turning it inside out, you can see, as we said before, just the liquid taping is just used in the key areas where there might be stress. So here it's just around this particular panel, around the kidneys. Worth mentioning this as well, having said that you don't get any of the sort of as much polypro as you do with the SG5 and the suits which are more geared up towards warmth as well as flexibility. You do get a little piece of it just around the kidneys just to keep you warm. And then that's liquid tape just to reinforce it, and stressed and critically taped as well, just to make sure the stress points don't break or tear. So it's a nice little bit of polypro, keeps your kidneys warm, which is the most important area to keep warm because it's obviously where all your blood passes through. Stitched on the rest of the suit, and as you can see, that's just like a glued and blind stitch, sealed right the way through. Coming further down, you've got some even lighter weight neoprene in really key areas which they stitch in. It's a little bit thinner, and basically that will just allow you to get your leg through the suit a little bit easier as well, because with summer suits it's always about comfort and being able to get into the suit nice and easily, which you can't do as well within the winter suits. So this is basically the Revolution range, which goes from a 4-3, which we do in a chest zip and a back zip, depending on preference. Fantastic suit. You might even be able to wear this through the winter if we had a winter as mild as we have just had. Very, very flexible, and you still get the polypro. Really designed for sort of spring, right the way through to sort of November, December. And we do that in the chest zip and the back zip, and then obviously you've got 3-2 for the key summer months. This suit is really all about high performance, flexibility, without breaking the bank.